Good morning everybody, welcome to my channel, Kiss Keto by Keto Kath. I'm Kath and this channel is all about my weight loss journey to lose 56 pounds. If you're new here and you enjoy watching the video, please hit the subscribe button down below, give me a thumbs up and feel free to leave me a comment and I will reply to you. Today's Friday the 5th of February. I can't believe it's February already, but there we go. And today's video is about overcoming destructive behaviour. As you know, last week I sort of admitted to I'm really struggling at the moment getting into and maintaining the keto lifestyle, but this month, sorry, the camera's wobbling because it's on the table and the dog's decided to jump around underneath the table so excuse me. Focus on mental healing, focus on my bad eating habits, and stop the destruction. I need to put the brakes on the bad eating habits and the self-destruct, and refocus back on me. That's my whole focus for February. So confession time, I did not get back into it over the weekend. I did mention last week, father-in-law's not well, he's got COVID, he's in a care home, he's in his 80s. You know, the worry was just insurmountable really, but he's coming out of it, he's getting better, which is just a miracle given all his health conditions. You know, it's fantastic. He's gone from not eating and not moving to being mobile again and eating and drinking. So I feel so much more calmer. So from Monday really, we started to improve, and from Monday is when I've knuckled down. So all over the weekend, I've comfort again. So what I've done is I've weighed myself Monday morning and I gained weight. I was 11 stone 10. So I gained a lot of weight over the weekend, comfort eating, but I had a real firm talk with myself Monday morning. So I'm going to put that video in here because this is where I've started and where I got myself going. It's Monday, it's the 1st of February, just had my morning coffee and getting ready for the day, and I just thought I'd do a little video to say, new month, turn over a new leaf, you know, get back down to it. Never really been successful dieting in January, if I'm honest. I've always started January thinking, yeah, I'll do my diet, I'll do this, I'll do that. I get to the end of January and I've never really been that successful. So this year's no different. January wasn't a great success for me. So 1st of February, turning over a new leaf and getting back down to it and having my weight loss. Now's the time for anybody. If you want that summer body, now's the time to knuckle down. So that's what I'm going to do. It's time to knuckle down and time to get that weight off that I've gained and the rest of the weight loss to complete my weight loss journey. So good luck to everybody, but you know, time to face reality, time to get real, and let's get down to it. Okay, see you Friday for checking. Bye. So there you go. I basically told myself off and told myself to knuckle down. And then I looked at it, you know, a long hard look at what I've been doing, and I worked out I've had 6 weeks really off plan where bad habits have crept back in, you know, binge eating. I won't eat one biscuit, I'll eat the whole packet. I am a binge eater, I am a carb addict, I'm a food addict, and I haven't learnt to deal with those bad habits, even though, you know, I had lost 50 pounds on keto. I'm down to 38, I think, something like that, but I've still not learnt how to be around foods and how to deal with emotional eating, and that's a big part of my journey going forward. But there's only me that can change. So if you're in the same position, there's only you that can make those changes. Why do we self-destruct? I don't know, but what I'm looking at now is strategies to deal with it. So what happens when we binge is we eat something and momentarily it makes us feel good. We get that rush of endorphins, there is a chemical reaction in our body, and momentarily it makes us feel good, and then we feel guilty for having it, and then it becomes a vicious cycle because the only way we can make ourselves feel better is to eat more food. So rather than that second of it feeling good, it's actually you know, a lifetime of feeling down about yourself and feeling like a failure, and then comfort eating again with food. So we're medicating, self-medicating with food, and it's just a continuous cycle. So how do we break the cycle? What do we do? You know, how are we going to deal with our emotions? How am I going to deal with my emotions? And what can you do if you're, you know, very similar to me? And there must be loads of people that are like me out there. So mine is stress driven, emotion driven. I eat my way through my emotions and the stress. And I am aware of that. I know I'm doing it. But what I need to do now is look at a different way of getting that endorphin rush, and a different way of working through things. And I have danger times. Evening times are danger times for me. And I need to look at getting that satisfaction from a non-food source. So what I've done is made a list of things that make me feel good. You know, what makes you feel good? What makes you happy? And you know, it's really, really hard to do. It's really hard to think, what makes me really happy? And write a list of things that you can do and go to rather than food. Now, one thing that I do enjoy is the exercise, and I don't mean vigorous, getting out of breath, can't breathe exercise, but it does give me a boost. And I found some quotes really, and just something as simple as going out for a walk. I've got the treadmill, and I go on the treadmill, get my steps in that way, but just something simple like going out for a walk. It can boost your motivation and help you work through things. I found a quote which I want to read to you. It says, "Walking brings me back to myself. Getting outdoors, breathing in fresh air, all good for the soul and the mind." And that is so true. If you go out for a walk, sometimes you've got something on your mind, you can work your way through it by the time you've got home. Walking brings me back to myself. And you know, so walking could be something that you put on your list that makes you feel better rather than the food. Wikipedia, let me just read this quote from Wikipedia. "Sustained walking for a minimum of 30-60 minutes a day, 5 days a week, reduces the chances of cancer, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, anxiety and depression. Life expectancy is increased even for individuals suffering from obesity, high blood pressure. Walking also increases bone health." So, you know, walking's a great thing to do that will really help with these stress behaviours. So I think not just this treadmill, but I think I'd probably need to get out and do a bit more walking outside, just to experience the fresh air as well, and go through that process that you actually think a lot when you're out for a walk. But what makes you really, really happy? What do you, not just happy, but what do you enjoy doing with your time? What do you really, really enjoy? And it's really hard to write a list. I sat down and thought, what do I really like doing? Because you're so consumed by day-to-day things and running around that, you know, taking time out for yourself and doing something you enjoy isn't the easiest thing in the world to make time for. So I sat down and I wrote a list, and I'm going to share my list with you just to make you think about what, you know, what might work for you. I love making things. I'm really crafty. I mean, I'm big into DIY, but I love making things. I make ring brooches for when we're dog showing and you have a number you have to wear in the ring. I make ring brooches. I like the knitting. So I've got down crafts, you know, to do a craft project makes me happy. I like a little bit of knitting. I don't knit a lot, but when I start, I can't stop till I've finished the garment, so I'll just sit there and do it for hours on end until it's finished. I quite like making these videos. In fact, this week, I tell you what I've done. I've started another channel, nothing to do with diet. It's called All Things Havanese. I'll link it below. Go hop over and have a look. It's just about my life with the dogs. You know, I've got 8 dogs, which I've never told you before, but I have 8 dogs. And they're a massive part of my life. I love them to bits. They come everywhere. I take them on holiday. So I thought, do you know what? I love making videos, and they're all one breed, the Havanese. And it's to help people who are in lockdown at the moment. And a lot of people have got to groom their own dogs. So I've done lots of grooming videos, because that's what I do for a living, on how to maintain and look after the dogs, and a little bit about Meet My Family. So if you want to hop over there and have a look at the dogs and see my family of animals, you know, go, I'll put a link below, go and see my new channel, All Things Havanese. But I like watching the YouTube videos. I like looking for the information and searching. So, and I also feel really good when I've achieved a target I've set myself. So if I write a list of things in the morning that I want to do that day, by the end of the day, I feel great if I've actually achieved them. So they're the things that make me happy. So I'm going to try and practice doing more of that. Another good tip is, say you do something like paint your fingernails. If you paint your nails, you can't go in the cupboards and eat because you don't want to spoil your nails. So just think about things you can do that are an alternative to eating, that make you happy, that will help you deal with the negative behaviours and the stress eating. We just need to find a different way to get our endorphins, you know, rather than self-medicating. And then you need to start implementing them and practice them, and that isn't easy. Your initial reaction is to go for food, but make it a target. Make yourself do these things before you go and eat something, and you will definitely feel better about yourself. And it takes your mind, it lifts your mind to a more positive place, and then it really helps with the motivation, because you've achieved something. It becomes more motivating. So please sit down and write that list, things that make you happy, and an alternative to binge eating and self-medicating with food. I'm just reading some notes I've got, because I don't want to miss anything here. What I thought would be a good idea, because I've shared my list, would be to write a list, write in the comments below things that you can do that make you happy, because you know, some people may be struggling with ideas. I found it hard to write a list, but if you can put them in the comments, it may help other people think about things that they can do, you know, if they're struggling. So this last week I said I would track my food every day. I'd write it all down. Can you just see over there in the corner and get my finger? There's a board with pink stickers on. That board has got all my calories, my protein, my fats, since Monday, because I didn't do it at weekend, but since Monday I've tracked everything. So I'll just summarise. On average, so I've added them all up for 5 days and divided them. On average, my protein's been 76 grams. I think my daily protein target is 76. So I think that's low. And if you're an experienced keto, comment below if you think that's low, because Carb Manager comes out with 76 grams of protein for me, and I think it should be about 100. My average fats have been 60 grams a day. My average calories are just over 1200 a day. And on Monday morning I weighed 11 stone 10, and this morning I weigh 11 stone 5.5. So I've lost 4.5 pounds since Monday. A lot of that I know is water weight, you know, because I'm getting back into ketosis. But yeah, it's been good. It's made me more accountable tracking it, so I highly recommend that you track everything anyway. And I've also done my steps most days. I haven't done them every day. A couple of days I've been busy. I've been doing kitchen, actually finishing the kitchen off. I've done a makeover on the kitchen. So that's my week. I have started back on keto now, and I'm committing to it now. So I shall check in with you next week. But for this week, if you may be getting to a point where you're struggling, or you may be at a point where you are using food to self-medicate, try those ideas, write things down that you enjoy doing that make you happy, and go and do them before you try and self-medicate with food. And that's going to be my complete focus for the week, tracking everything, trying out these new things, and staying on plan. And hopefully next week I really want to get out the 11s by the end of February now, back into the 10s, about where I was. So that's my target for the week. So we'll see how I've done next week. I'm not putting my weight in, because I really don't want to highlight the fact that my weight's up rather than down from before Christmas. So I'm 11 stone 5, I think it was 5.5, did I say? 11 stone 5.5 this morning. So let's see how we get on. Maybe if we get near the 11s, I'll put a picture in of my weight. Actually, I put a picture in. I took a picture of me this morning because I want to compare it to when I get back to where I was. So I just put a quick picture in here. And then the other thing I'll put in is my meals. I did take pictures. I did say I'd be accountable. I put loads of them on Instagram. So not everything, but I'm really rubbish at remembering to do it. I tend to start eating and I think, oh, I should have done. And it doesn't look nice when you've got a half empty plate. So I put lots of meals on Instagram. I'll put pictures in of what I've eaten this week so you can see. Concentrating on protein and very low carbs. I think my carbs, did I read my average carbs out? My average carbs were only 11 grams a day. So I'm really trying to keep my carbs down. I apologise, background noise. It's Friday, and as I say, Friday's housework day, and the washing machine's going 10 to the dozen in the background. So if you can hear it, I'm really sorry about that. So yeah, let's check in next week. I'll put pictures in of what I've eaten now. I'll just put a little picture of me this morning. You can see the bloat around my stomach. You can see where I've put the weight on. Not on my legs really. I think I put a little bit on my face, but it's on my stomach. So if I can get that off quicker the better, but slow and steady wins the day, doesn't it? So see you all next week for check-in. Good luck if you're doing keto this week. Keep up the good work, and I'll see you all next Friday. Bye.